Hey, grace and peace, everybody. We're back. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, you know what we're about to do or what we think we're going to do, what we're speculating, what we're going to do. We perceive in our minds that we're going to do based upon information and belief. We're supposed to be walking into one Charlie in a few minutes and starting court. I don't think it's going to happen. Anyway, we'll find out today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. Today is day one, would officially be day 152 of the YSL trial. And at the current moment, as far as we know, they are supposed to be having court. Now, as you all know, I don't believe that's going to happen. And even if you go to 11 Alive or Fox News, their channels right now, they actually have a creeper on the chat that says we don't know if they're going to actually have court today or that cameras will be allowed. I think it's kind of interesting. So I I'm just gonna stand there. I'm gonna stand square right where I've been. I don't think they're gonna have court. All right. So if you go to 11 Alive right here, they say, "Good morning. We once again do not know for sure if media will be allowed in today. We will try to provide updates as we receive them from court." There's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason. And so we will find out. But I appreciate y'all nonetheless stopping by. I appreciate everybody that's already jumped into the chat, who's already become a member of the best live chat on the planet. If you don't mind, hit that like button and then jump on in there and say what's up to all the good people in the chat. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Uh, so I'm just looking real quick to see what kind of good shenanigans we already got going on. Lots of family reunion, lots of folk chopping it up already. I will be doing a live recap tonight, no matter what. So we'll be no matter what happens, we'll go through and do a recap tonight, and hopefully, hopefully something will happen that'll be recapable. That'll make it worth it. But if not, we'll just come back and talk about what didn't happen. So no matter what, we'll be back tonight. I appreciate y'all. What the word at the current moment, nothing has happened. I got all of the feeds up and ready. I don't see anybody, you know, there's no Georgia seal, as you see right here. I'm looking for the Georgia seal. I don't see any Georgia seal action going on, and that's causing me. I don't want to go against what I said. I, I have no reason to believe. I got no reason to believe that we're going to see the Georgia seal today. But that's my little 2 cents. That's all I'm going to add. Uh, the problem is, I don't think we're going to get ready to rumble, Big Blue. I don't know. I don't know. I know nothing. 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 In the words of Luther, I who have nothing. Finally got us all messed up. All right. And I heard Doug's TikTok, I believe it was yesterday, and I think I heard one today. And he does sound frustrated. And I think it's because they're not making movement. That's why I think that's another reason why I believe there's not gonna be a trial today. They're gonna still be trying to iron out what in the world, which end is up, what's left, what's right. And I don't think they're gonna be able to figure that out before anything reasonable. Or it's gonna be something gross, like they're gonna start court at 1 o'clock or something crazy. That's the only thing I can conclude. I don't think I mean, there's room for mistrial, but I think what really is they've probably severed some people, want to sever some people from it, and they're not able to come to a reasonable agreement because sadly the prosecution has shown that they're super grimy. They're going to do stuff that's underhanded, third backhand deals and stuff like that, and people are not for that. So there you go. Judge Whitaker remembers what happened to Judge Ito in the OJ trial. The media raked him over the coals when they were able to watch everything on TV. She knows the whole country's watching. Well, at the current moment, nothing can change because court cameras in the courtroom is part of Georgia law. So it's not just at the behest of the juror, at the behest of the court. It's the law of Georgia. So Georgia gets some things right. So we have that's why we have cameras in there. They said they'll be ready at 9:30. Okay. Okay, we'll see. I got a couple of things I'm gonna pull up in a second anyway. I did say that I thought I would be shocked if they let cameras in. Also, I said I'd be shocked if new media was still in it because once I found out that it's Georgia law that cameras would be in court, then I said, okay, well, maybe it's not just the camera effect, but it'll be the fact that, you know, YouTubers and bloggers and such can actually sit in court and have the right to be able to interact with that. I think that's going to be very interesting. If that's still there by the end, I'd be surprised, but I think we might have already saw the end. I'm gonna stand on that. I appreciate y'all. Let's see what we got. I did have a quick, short recap that I was gonna look at. All right. Lots of good people in here. I appreciate you. All the good folk. Thank you so very much. Yeah, they also said 9:30 yesterday too. I mean, now they're just going by what is being presented to them by the court, and there's not an official let the media know who's going to be what time we're going to go live. There's not a person like that, so it is a lot of he say she say. I heard this that, and the other. So they're literally sitting there just like we are. Um, so I totally get it. I'm not mad at them. It's not the courts. It's not the media's fault. It's not Law and Crime or Fox or Atlanta News First fault. It's Mo Justice's fault. That's it. What's up, girl? How are you? Grace and peace to you. Yeah, like nobody's gonna probably take a garbage plea deal. Nobody wants to be Monk 2.0 or anything of that nature. So if they're making plea deals or making plea offers, they're gonna have to be really good plea deals and offers. I did see here that somebody said that they were asking for family members to be at court at 9:30. I don't know those if they make victim impact statements, that would be really weird in the middle of trial. So I don't know what that's gonna do. I don't they might very well be doing that. I don't put anything past Fonnie Willis DA's office. I just don't know what the purpose of that would be. All right. I like that. Miss Love's disappointed father. Where's everybody from? Shout out where you're from. Well, I know y'all know where I'm at. Here in the great state of Georgia, in the beautiful city of Atlanta. Okay, looking real quick. Yeah, I don't see anybody with anything more than what we've already seen, which is hurry up and wait. So that's what it's looking like at the current moment around this trial. So just hold up and wait. What's up, Danielle IRL in real life? Well, she is able to control this part. If they don't, and I don't want people to get, and I hear a lot of people, and I've heard just some of the very interesting conspiracy theories and stuff like that. I think we might need to tamper down. And hear me, I like a good conspiracy, right? I do think we might need to tamper down some of our conspiracies. I don't think Judge Whitaker can kick the camera out of the courtroom no matter what happens. I don't think she can kick it out. That's just, I mean, it's Georgia law. Judge Whitaker is not able to change the law from the bench. That's just not going to happen. Again, YouTubers and bloggers and new media, maybe she can kick them out. Maybe she can run. She can kick everybody out of the courtroom except for the lawyers, the defendants, and the prosecution and the jury. I do believe she can do that, and the deputies. She can do that, but I don't think, and I don't even want to spend a lot of energy thinking that she's trying to kick out the cameras. I think it's really more impeding the new media that's able because there weren't a lot of journalists in the courtroom except for new tubers and new media people. There weren't a lot of these people, they're not in the courtroom. They're just getting information and then they go outside and report it. My point is, I think if anybody's causing problems for the prosecution, it's the new media people. That's why I don't think there's a lot. That's why I said I think they'll probably get jettisoned before, 11 Alive and Fox News and Atlanta News First. Just my 2 cents. What's going on? The legal good. Good to see you, brother. Grace and peace to you. I don't think that's fine. I don't think we're at mistrial, retrial. I don't think we're there, but I mean, it's very possible. I just don't think they're there yet. Good to see y'all, Baltimore in the building. I see some good folk popping in from Montana. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. I don't think Thugger's in there, but he might be. Thugger might be there. I'm not saying he's not. All right, let's see what we got. Mo is driving. I got my people from Philly up in the building. Absolutely. Indiana in the house. There we go. I like it. I like it. I see Kristen over here from Alaska in the building. North Carolina's in the house. Michigan's there. Grace and peace to all of y'all. All right. I see some good, my good people from Alabama as well as Ohio, Jersey in the house. There we go. Across the pond. There we go. There we go. Grace and peace to y'all. Thank you so much for stopping through. There's a lot of good people, and I appreciate all of y'all tapping in. Look at this. Thailand. Thailand. Yo, this guy talking loud in his house. He's got people checking his channel from Thailand. That's craziness. Now, I mean, wait, now this was really far away, Douglasville, Georgia. Shout out to my other AT aliens. Absolutely. The Metro in the building. Indiana in the house. Already over in Boston. So yeah, lots of good folk in coastal Georgia. All right. I see you down there. So there's a lot of speculation on what's going to happen today. There's just a lot of moving pieces. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to still stand it. I don't think it's going to start. And we've seen them do this before. Hurry up, hurry up, wait. That's what they did on Thursday. Matter of fact, there was this past Thursday. There was a lot of wait, 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 hurry up, wait, 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 hurry up, wait. So it's very possible that there might not be any court at all. They're going to sit there and have families sitting out in the lobby for whatever reason, which makes I have no idea why. Yeah, I have no idea why they would do that, but we'll find out. I guess if they do have families come for impact statements, or I can't think of what else they would do that for. I don't know if the legal good has an insight. Maybe he wants to jump in and chime in. I don't know. I have no idea why they would be asking for families to come if they're not ready. Yeah, that's just weird. I don't know where that's going to go, but I guess we'll find out sooner than later. Yeah, lots of people are ready, are sitting around waiting. I'm looking at the other channels. We're all just doing the exact same thing, the hurry up and wait in place. And at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, it is really a matter of when they let us in and where we're going to go from there. We'll find out. I don't know. But what do y'all think? They're all on the Brady list in Fulton County. Love, Funny, Hilton, great to read. I, I got you. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. See, I got this feeling. And when you think about the shenanigans that have transpired up to this point, this thing has gotten the you know the horses got out of the barn. It's really hard to say, "Hey, we're going to use the horse to pull the cart to the market when the horse is running free in the pasture." Yeah, get a lot of things back under control, and I just don't know. I don't see them starting today. I just don't see them starting today. And keep in mind, also, a lot of people are talking about Fonnie Willis. Um, and keep in mind, she does have an election that she's in the midst of. I don't think it's a contentious race. I don't think she's really in a position of losing. However, she is in the I mean, she still wants to look good. She doesn't want to look like a complete like she's completely out of control and that she doesn't have some kind of reign or arms around this situation. And at the current moment, it looks like that. So you got to think about how is she trying to save face in the midst of this because she can't. She's not going to just coast to a victory next week with the specter of this trial being out of control like this. So I think she's got to do something. And she has more more purpose, more reason to negotiate now than she might have had 2, 3 months ago. But we'll see. We will see, y'all. I'm gonna see what y'all say. What's going on? What's going on? Please hit that like button. Help a brother out. Thank you, Nelson. I appreciate you. All right. What do we got here? I adore you, bro. I disagree. The only real true problem that came regarding media came from the real media. The other issues were not the new media. I'm trying, I understand your point. I don't disagree with you, LJ. I was just saying nobody in at Fox News or Law and Crime, Atlanta News First is diving into this trial like, and I call us the new media folk, because we got time and a camera. So we're diving in way deeper than most of your local news. So local news is just showing a video. New media is talking about how much Adrian loves moving and her erratic behaviors. How many times have things popped up that, like example, passing notes or Sprinkle having his laptop? All those things came from the new media. Remember, that did not come from the old guard, whatnot. So that's why I think the problem is they don't like the fact that we're watching because there's more eyes watching it, and the what we're watching is not curated by, like, can you imagine if we could not hear the full diatribe of Judge Whitaker unloading on Hilton after um Wooney Lee said hashtag freakway? Can you imagine? Like, we'd have just thought, oh, I mean, there was a lot of text that Judge Whitaker said that I don't hear the news reporting. But if that was the only way for us to get our news, that would be problematic. But it isn't, because that camera's in there and we're watching it. So even in that car, even in that respect, we would have been able to hear a different perspective. And that's all I'm saying. But I got you, sis. No problem at all. Man, they are from everywhere. Well, at least we know where Danny's not from. She's not from Wright Street. And therein is the victory. I love it. I love it. Lots of good folk coming in. So I'm looking over here and I don't see any kind of movement that resembles anybody getting ready to start sooner than later. So I I feel good that we're probably not going to start at 9:30. Not like it's a good thing, but I just don't think they're going to start at 9:30. But we will see. We will see for sure. Minneapolis, my people. This person said they from South Africa. Get out of here, Carrie S. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's what's up. What's going on, Cutthroat Radio Podcast? Grace and peace to you this morning. All right. So, and I was only told this. I did not actually. Apparently, one of the families that was that's impacted by this trial of one of the victims, Shamel Drinks family, was on one of the um, somebody's YouTube channel last night, the infamous Sylvia's channel, um, inside the law. I mean, the legal good, and apparently they said that Fonnie Willis was asking families to come to court today. That's all I heard. I don't fully understand what was the purpose of that. If you want to jump in, you're welcome to. Let me know. And you want to shed some light? We can, but I don't know what the purpose of that might be. So, but we'll have to find out. We will. What I do hope no matter what I do hope no matter what. Yeah, see. And Monica says this regular media was not covering this on a daily basis. And I agree. They will cover it on an issue by issue in a moment issue of the moment basis. Absolutely. Whereas we got people like Infamous Sylvia and others who are literally following this every day, 8 hours plus a day, which is amazing. So that being the case, I think new media, and I call ourselves new media, have an insight that I dare say that maybe the professional journalists don't have, a perspective at least that they don't actually have. Yeah, I don't there's a lot of back and forth that I don't fully know. Debo, I've heard tons of other things, and I try not to deal with things I don't fully know, and I don't want to give information. Say, hey, well, Jason said that. I don't try my best not to do that, so that you all don't get anything that's not, at least to some degree, at least I believe is right. So I don't know where that came from, and I don't know where that's going. So, but we will see. We'll see today for sure. Hopefully today. Yeah, we got what's going on, Hightower family. Grace and peace to you. Man, we got 1,000 people in here. That is what's going on. That's what's up. I appreciate y'all. We do. Wow. I appreciate y'all. Can I get 1,000 likes? That'd be dope. That'd be super dope. I appreciate it. And look at this. Already, Love's Disappointed Fathers already dropping the memberships, adding to the RICO indictment. If you don't know, um, following the definition that Adrian Love uses for gangs and Simone Hilton used for gangs. I guess this live chat is a gang. So you're a member of a gang. So Love's disappointed father just threw somebody into the gang. It's for the impact statements because the judge has to accept whatever plea they agree to. Okay. All right. Well, maybe there's some plea agreements coming down the pipe. I don't know if those are filmed and streamed rather. I don't know. I guess it could be. We'll see. We gonna see to some degree, shape, or form. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. But man, I really do appreciate y'all. So at the current moment, it's about 7:10 here in the beautiful state of Georgia. Trial is supposed to start at 9:30. And so we are going to see what happens at the current moment. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna keep on trucking on. So I'm looking on all the different media sources. I don't see anything that's resembling anybody starting. So any camera on or the infamous Georgia seal, that kind of stuff. So at the moment, what is up? The Royal Masters of Jedi love DWC. Well, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much for being a member for 10 months. Wow. Thank you. I appreciate you. Um, so I'm still looking over here, just so y'all know I'm not pulling your leg. And at the moment, I don't see anything that's looking. I'm looking at the different channels. I don't see anybody moving. So, but we will see. We will see. 7:10. Oh, because you're in Central Time. I'm in 9:10. Georgia on my mind, peoples. All right. Lots of good conversation. I love the family reunion going on in the chat. Thank y'all for keeping that going. And I am going to, let's do this real quick. Now, I threw out a perspective and I wanted to hear what y'all thought about it. What if they move to push for a gag order so that because y'all know Doug be talking a lot. I like him, but Doug talks a lot he does interviews. He's been on my channel. He does the TikToks. He does the wherever. He's going to keep talking. I was wondering, do you think that they would maybe push to gag the defense, that they can't talk. Because Doug is probably one of the few that does. I don't think many of the other ones are prone to jump in front of a camera. So I was thinking maybe that might be something that comes out of this. I do believe that there might be a severance. Maybe they're going to break some of these people apart and do away with the RICO as a whole, and the RICO as a whole, and try to get some of these smaller players at least to get some kind of W. They were trying to get that big giant W, but maybe they can get at least some W's out of this before it drags into, again, we're literally about to go into a full year of this case. It started on November 27th of last year. And a year before that is when they started jury selection. So it really is 2 years long at this point, if you count the jury. So with that being the case, maybe they might be a little bit more incentive to like do away with this before Thanksgiving. So maybe that might be another thing. If maybe they're not going to gag the defense, maybe they're going to try to sever all these people and give them pleas to get them out of here and break this up. What do you think? Have they done sit downs recently? I have some videos of Brian Steele before this trial started and early on, but nothing to the degree like Doug Weinstein. Even if Brian Steele has done an interview, I mean, Doug, I want to say last week, Doug did like 3. I mean, shout out to Doug Weinstein. He's constantly, you know, bringing people new and fresh information pertaining to the case. I don't think they're even on the same plane. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to share with the populace the plea agreements. So if some took deals and the trial continued with others, is that fair? All the testimony and evidence is on record. I don't know. That's why I think it probably needs to be broken up and say, hey, we got this person, you know, they did this crime. We got this person on that. Let's go ahead and go with that. We got this person, they did these 2 crimes. We got them. Let's go with that. Rather than trying to lump everybody together and I did a crime and you did a crime and we're all crime lords because we're friends. To me, it's a hodgepodge and it just doesn't seem like it's going to work. Well, thank you so much, Living Truth. I appreciate you for the $2 super. By the way, all these new members in the channel, thank you so much. I welcome you, Kim. Thank you so much. I'm glad to see that Kristen has been here for 3 months. Thank you so much. And again, Jedi's been here for 10. My goodness, in the morning. And you're adding new members. Loves Disappointed Father. And David has joined again as a new member. Thank you so much to all of you. Yeah, Doug, I'm by far. I really enjoyed Doug Weinstein. Super nice guy, very kind, very gracious when he came on the channel. I mean, he answered all my questions. And again, I might pull one of those videos up and look at it. I mean, he was just a great guy. Let me see. Hold on. I mean, this is a short one. Hey, real quick, while we waiting, let's see what happens. Let me pull this in. So I did an interview with Doug about a month ago, give or take, and had a great conversation. Let's see what drop this in real quick just to break up the morning. Here we go. Me and Doug.
Because of his lying to the cops a few years ago, he's sitting over there in that witness stand and going home. Whereas my client is, I couldn't say Rice Street, but, you know, sitting over there as a defendant.
So do you feel like that the approach of the state, you know, how they treated Zachary, how they treated Sledge, how they treated Woody works against them, or do you think it works for them?
Well, I think it clearly works against them. When I was questioning Mr. Copeland, when I was questioning Woody, my intent was not to be compassionate or to make the state look bad. My intent was to do the most effective cross I could, while treating him with the same humanity that I try to treat everybody with, whether it's a witness, a judge, the prosecutors, my client. I mean, I try to treat everybody with humanity. And especially as I've gotten older, I try to understand that people lead complex lives and you never know what's happening with people, what's happening in their background, what's happening in their lives at any given moment.
Right.
I don't know what kind of pressures Adrian Love is under to get a guilty verdict here. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, she's kind of worn out her welcome with me, but I feel bad when I don't. I really want to treat everybody with humanity, and that's all I was trying to do with Woody. I don't think, if you saw how I treated Mr. Zachary, I don't know that I was particularly compassionate there. I mean, I think I kind of gave him a bit of a scolding. Someone said that, you know, I came across as disappointed dad. That I don't know if that really wasn't what I was going for. But I did want to highlight to the jury that because of his lying to the cops a few years ago, he's sitting over there in that witness stand and going home, whereas my client is, I couldn't say Rice Street, but, you know, sitting over there as a defendant. And, you know, that's why I said, you know, take he said he was a full grown man. I'm like, yeah, you're a full grown man. Take responsibility for your actions. So I don't know that that was compassionate, but I'd like to think that I treated him humanely. Now it was kind of buried, but in 6 terabytes of discovery, there's going to be stuff kind of buried. Like it wasn't labeled in the file folder, here are Gaither's files. I mean, that's not how it was. So we weren't aware that that material that we had was what's in Gaither's files. But I think, and Max really wasn't, the judge really didn't let Max get his full cross out on this. But the reason, and I don't know if folks watching picked this up, the reason that Gaither's physical file being found was so important is because on previous cross-exam by Max Sharp, when Max asked, you know, did you interview these witnesses? Where are your reports where you interviewed these witnesses? Gaither would repeatedly say, yes, I interviewed them. They're in my file. They're in my file. They're in my file. Well, where's the file? I don't know. APD has it. I don't have access to the file. We'd ask the state, where's the file? The file's lost. So I don't believe the state when they say they didn't realize the import of finding that file, because Max made a big deal out of the fact that Gaither said she did this. Gaither said the evidence that she did it was in the file. Boom, you found the file.
File materialized.
Let's see the damn file. Let's see if what Gaither said was in the file was in the file. Well, lo and behold, it wasn't in the file. And I don't think we were really able to make that point as much as we would have liked to.
Gotcha. So let me ask another question about that. Doug, have you known, and by the way, Eric, thank you so much for the $2 super. Have you ever known that a physical file was impacted by a cyber attack?
Never. I've never known that. Or that I think at one point she testified that she had some information on an external hard drive to her computer.
Now, she's going to have to explain a lot more.
Don't be confused. There were two cyber attacks. There was that recent one.
Okay, 2 of them.
There was an earlier, like 2017, 2018 cyber attack, which has been the get out of jail file for the state, or get out of jail card for the state for several years when stuff doesn't appear. It's the, well, Your Honor, you know, we had that hack in 2017, 2018.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you, Grumps. 503 Grumps for the $5 super. Great question. Doug, a lot of people in the chat think Love is a terrible lawyer. Please let us know.
I don't necessarily think she's a terrible lawyer. I think she knows the law. I think she has a lot of experience, 15 years of experience at least. I think that she has some admirable qualities. I think she is as persistent a lawyer as I've ever seen. She works incredibly hard. She works really long hours. I've had her call me at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night before. She's probably a better prosecutor than I am, because I don't have experience and she does. But you know, I let people judge her lawyering skills for themselves. She doesn't, you know, lawyer the way I do.
Hit that like for Jill Mistrial.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Stop that. All right. There we go. And that was just part of my interview I did with Doug a couple of weeks, about a month ago. And man, he's just a really top tier guy. And I'm really glad that he did stop by and gave us a good opportunity to hear his story. The video is on my channel. If the mods want to drop it in there, that'd be great. Hey, what's going on? What's up, Mandy? How are you? Grace and peace to you. Um, and yeah, if you want to check it out, if the moderators want to drop it, it's a live chat. I mean, it's a live video. Matter of fact, I think I got it right here. I'll drop it in the chat myself. And Doug was just really insightful to answer just about every question I asked, even my silly questions about his glasses and such like that. Very personable. And I think he kept it extremely transparent. So shout out to Doug. Now, I wanted to bring that up because Doug Weinstein, in my opinion, I do think this about all of them, but I think it's more on display with Doug because we hear from Doug a lot more. Doug Weinstein is trying to defend his client. He is fighting for his client. We all saw Brian Steele say, "Hey, if you're gonna throw me in jail, can I at least be with my client?" I mean, that was super dope, right? Doug Weinstein is kind of cut from that same cloth. And I bring this up if Doug seems frustrated, this guy who really wants the best for his client, and he's coming across on social as kind of frustrated and such like that. I'm thinking it's because the state is asking him to do something that's against his client, and Doug is not about that. So I think that's something you can consider as we get ready to enter into today. You know, what's going to end up happening, where we're going to go, all that kind of jazz like that. I think it's interesting. So we will see. We will see nonetheless. Let me see what I got in this chat. I got a whole bunch of people up in here. That's what I got. I got a whole bunch of good folk. We can absolutely ask, what would the Lord have them to do? There's a lot of interestingness in that, and I don't know how it would pan out, but I do think that it's fair to say that we can't go on the word of one witness. So that being the case, I do think that they need to have a better case. So I think the first thing is that they need to have a much better case. But we've talked about this. The case was bad from the beginning. So therein is the problem. But Ashley is not related, is not a defense attorney in the case. Now she is a attorney for one of the witnesses, or one of the witnesses, but she's not really related to this case. That's why Ashley will talk about, the file interference, the FOIA request, the Trump interference case. She'll talk about those things. They're not necessarily tied even directly to YSL, in my opinion. Let me see where my friend is real quick. What's going on, my favorite vegetarian? How are you? The case, in my opinion, the case was just weak to start with. I don't think that, in my opinion, that's why the feds didn't pick it up. If the feds thought this was a good case, don't you think the feds would be involved in it? What's the name of the chat? The best live chat on the planet. Don't make me drop my video now. Don't make me drop my video about the best live chat on the internet. Don't make me do it. So yeah, this case was weak from the word go. So this, I don't think even better attorneys, I don't think that's what we needed. It's kind of like, if you have garbage ingredients, does it matter if you have a good oven? If you have horrible ingredients, does it matter if you have if you have a Michelin level chef, he or she might be able to work a miracle. But if you got really bad ingredients, rotten, trash, and such like that, that man or woman is not going to be able to make that a gourmet dish, no matter what you try, no matter what, because the ingredients are bad. This case, the ingredients were bad. So it really doesn't matter if Love and Hilton were the best, most astute lawyers on the planet. The ingredients were bad. But then I think they probably would have said, this is bad. We can't get a RICO out of this, in my opinion. Duke is a co-defendant in this case. He still is, though? I thought he was already pled out, but maybe I'm misunderstanding the terms. That's very possible. It is extremely possible. She does represent Arnold, and I was thinking of Arnold, and apparently I might be wrong, Lady Moyer. If Monica's correct, then I thought when what was his name? I forgot his name. Martinez Arnold Duke was, when he played, I thought he was like removed from the case. I might have I misrepresented that. Then I apologize. Tupac in 1994. Only way I've been practicing my whole life is to be responsible for what I do. I don't know how to be responsible for what every black male do. Still a plague 30 years later. I agree with you so much, Aaron, and thank you for the $10. Super. And I thought if he pled out, I thought he was no longer a co-defendant, but maybe I'm misunderstanding the terms. It's very possible. So I apologize if I misrepresented that, y'all. All right, so let me jump back over here and look again. All right, y'all. It's looking real like nothing's happening over there. All right, I'm gonna jump over to Law and Crime and see if maybe they got something. Okay, now on Law and Crime, they do have the coming soon, and they got 2 minutes. They got the 2-minute timer. All right, let's see what happens. That's what they say. And I will gladly acknowledge if I see that seal, we're gonna know something. All right, so let's see what happens. All right, so that one's ready. We're ready to go. Or does it start? I don't know. Might be a big nothing burger, head fake. Psych. You want me to do it, man? You want me to do it? If anybody's not familiar, I got 1,400 people in here. I made a video of the Georgia seal and I set it to a loop so it'll just keep playing. And so I could literally pull it up and say, oh, look, there's a Georgia seal. But it's just a video. That is wrong. That is so wrong. I was going to play that on Friday. I was going to put it up there because, everybody's looking for court to start. And I was just going to play it and have it just loop all day long. It was craziness. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I'm a better person than that. See, Ray, aren't you proud of me? Shout out to Ray, my brother, for sure. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, so now you got me looking on the other sites. Let me check real quick. Thank you so much for that. But let's see. No, I'm not. Look, Gene, look, you're safe wherever you are. They will come to Whitaker Park. These people will look. I ain't got no time for that kind of smoke. They will come for me. I ain't got no time for that. But I did think it was gonna be funny. But I did think maybe I should edit it and maybe put like some memes in it so that it's not real, but it will still be kind of funny. So, all right, 11 Alive is reporting that there's no cameras. Okay, so let me pull this in so we can read it together. It's not really that big, but okay. Okay, so just right here on 11 Alive, it just says, updated 9/28. Our reporter says media have been moved to the media room again to start the day, indicating no immediate resumption of regular court proceedings. Okay, so first things first, you know what that means? There's going to be no Georgia Seal. All right. But I mean, they could still. Interesting. Yeah. There ain't going to be no Georgia Seal. Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work out. All right. Thank you so much for that. So I'm going to just sit patiently. So now we are now at the 9:30 hour. And Law and Crime still has their screensaver up. So does 11 Alive. It looks like, in my opinion, that they're probably not going to be jumping in anytime soon. And even on 11 Alive, I'm sorry, Law and Crime, you see that people are talking about, don't do this to them again. So, and Law and Crime is not actually talking about this on their ticker at all, that they've been moved to the media room. Interesting. Man, free the jury, man. Can you imagine being a juror in this? Man. Good morning to all of y'all. All of you. Good morning. Yeah, if there's no cameras, it's going to be interesting. I hope they do. Do me a favor, if y'all don't mind, even though I don't know where we are in the food chain. I got 1,400 people watching. Can each of y'all hit the like button? That would be super helpful for the channel. Even if we end up crashing because there's no cameras today, it would help out nonetheless. This is my simple beg. I'm coming to you begging. I come to you again. I come to you asking, could you please give me a like? Put a like in the hat. What I mean, I do have a lot of green stuff, don't I? But yeah, I'm looking. I don't see anybody starting, so I'm gonna go on a limb that they have not turned the camera on in the courtroom. So that's what the feed is. Man, what are they doing? That is terrible. Come with my hat in my hand. Could you please help a brother out? Give a brother a like, a share, and a subscribe. Put a like in the hat. Good morning, there, friend. I don't know how she's gonna fix that. Peach, just me. I agree. I agree 100%. That statement, I don't think it was as egregious as some people, they're ready to run her out on a hot rail. I don't think it was that bad, but it was not. It was definitely unequivocally bad form, unprofessional speech, especially from somebody who excoriated Montunk for taking the court seriously. And then you do stuff like that. To me, I think we needed. I think that's more reason why she should have been gracious toward Montunk and maybe gave him some other options rather than just throw the brother in jail. But that's my little 2 cents. Now she could have thrown more in jail. Let's put it in that perspective as well. She could have did way worse than she did. So there's that. Man, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Somebody said Paige is what? Yeah, the whole trial. But see, if you start with a trial that has such bad ingredients from the word go, you can't honestly expect a 5-star meal when you have a trial that is that poor. I mean, just look at the evidence that they had. It was really that bad. So I don't think there was any real solid hope that it was going to go any better. Yeah, shout out to Atlanta, 11 Alive News on Atlanta. So they keep you posted at the top of the chat. And so at the current moment, they're just saying that they're still going to what I just read to you earlier. They're going to the media room, which is interesting. That's so interesting. Okay, that's a fantastic question. Can the family So I guess um, what she's saying is, can the family, can they come in? I don't know that. I don't know if the families, because there have been families that have been there every day. Jeffrey Williams' family's been there pretty much every time I've gone, and many other times they've been there. And other family members that are families of the defendants and families of witnesses have been there. So I don't know if they can come in either. That's a great question. I don't know how they're doing that. That would have been this live chat comes up with some of the most creative solutions to problems. I love creative problem solving. That would have been hilarious if he got the rest. Look, because his lawyer did not, Moon Tunk's lawyer did not do his due diligence, you get the rest of that probation. That would have been crazy. I like it. I don't want that brother in jail. I don't want either of them in jail. But I mean, there could have been or should have been some level of pushback. I agree. What is up with all of y'all? Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Cole, I'm looking here. I don't see anything that rhymes with court is starting. Hit that like button, help a brother out. I'm gonna beg. I'm gonna beg today. Be here for a few minutes. We're gonna beg. I don't disagree. I think there are multiple, there's levels, as my brother likes to say. There's levels to this. I think there was first problem off the bat. The foundation of the problem is that Tunk's lawyer was not the right lawyer for this case that he was on. And therein, from there, all the other problems stemmed. So sure, he might have thought he was getting over on somebody. He might have just thought he was outright lying. He thought he was going to tell his truth, but his lawyer told him he could tell his truth when he got on the stand. That was not true. So I think a lot of it needs to fall on the lawyer, and of course, Moon Tung as well. But is it ex parte if both parties are there? If the defense and the prosecution are there, I don't think, is that an ex parte? Only people not there are us, and we're just the general public. But they're also, the jury's not there, and they have those kind of meetings all the time without the jury and without media. I mean that's technically, I don't know. Is that an ex parte? I mean, I'm sorry. It might be an ex. No, I don't know. But both sides are there. The defense and the prosecution are in the courtroom, and maybe they're just horse trading. What you need to do, Monica, is just admit this is horse trading. That's what you need to do. Embrace the term. Embrace the term horse trading. Okay. All right. This is what we're gonna do tonight. Because I got this sneaking suspicion nothing's about to happen. I got this feeling, and I'm gonna go and run to the office. But what I want you to do, Robin, and anybody else, if they're stalling until election, what will it be? Because election is literally in 2 weeks. Uh, yeah, 2 weeks from today. So what will be? What are they going to do? So let's say they really are stalling until after the election. Let's say Fonnie Willis is reelected. I don't see that she wouldn't be. So Fonnie Willis is reelected DA of Fulton County. What are they going to do? What is going to be their fallback now that they've stalled until the election? Which would be bananas if they stalled that long. That's crazy. But I kind of believe that they could pull it off. What would be what are they going to do? Don't tell me yet. Don't tell me yet, because we'll come back tonight. We're going to do another live stream tonight. I just want you to think about it. And you know what I'll do? This is what I'll do tonight. We'll do another conspiracy. What are your theories? What are your theories on this case? And where do you think this case is going to shake out to? I do believe that there's a level of stall to the election. I just don't know what it's going to look like after the election. You get me? So feel free. All right. But don't tell me yet. If they deny the mistrial without prejudice, do different prosecutors and different judges try the case? Wait. Oh, if it gets, if they get a redo, if the prosecution gets a redo, they could get It could be different prosecutor. I mean, there's a lot of DAs in the Fulton County DA's office. So yeah, that could be the case. I don't know about a different judge. It might be a different judge. Actually, I need somebody, a legal mind, to answer that question better, because I've heard different things that are conflicting related to that though. But Anna, that's a fantastic question though. Hey, thank you so much for the $5 super. My good friend Lady Moyer's in the building. And what did she say? I haven't had my coffee yet, so being a bit snarky. The state is charged with 51 motions for mistrials. Hold on, wait up. There have been 51 mistrial motions? Please tell me you're joking. Are you kidding me? Okay, hold on. Where did you get these numbers from? Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. I didn't have my coffee either. Are you kidding me? 51 mistrial motions? Please tell me you just put that in there. You just typed that in there just to make me go crazy this morning. 233 sidebars. You just saying that. You just saying that. I'm sorry. Please email me, dearwokesy@gmail.com. Please tell me you're joking. I'm begging you with all sincerity. Please tell me you're kidding me. 51 motions. That's one every 3 days. Because this is let's just say day 150. That's one every 3 days. That's crazy. No way. No way. And the bad thing is, as I'm saying this, I'm like, wait, I know some days they had 2 of them. Yeah, I guess you're right. That is craziness. Wow. If somebody sends me all those clips, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put together a mega mistrial, a mega mistrial collage of epic proportions. Wow. If what she said leads to a repeat for the defendants, then it was a waste of time. I'm not certain. Yeah, that right. This is not war, baby. I don't think it's an ex parte in the Judge Glanville Star Chamber sacrosanct situation. It's just you got like 20 people, man. There's just no way you can do that. So they do it in the court, but I don't think that's an ex parte in that sense, at least. No, yeah, I agree. Monktoon's lawyer was was paid for it. He was not a court appointed attorney. Hence why I'm saying you might want to make sure you're paying for the right kind of attorney. If you have an attorney that only does traffic and you're being brought up on some pretty serious felony charges, that might not be the one. Yeah, thank you so much. If both sides are there, I don't think that's ex parte. I think it's just a big sidebar, truthfully. I think it's truly just a gigantic, for lack of a better term, it's a gigantic sidebar. Because they're all sitting there talking. Well, not all talking at the same time, but you got my point. Man, it's a great conversation in the chat. Isn't election? Oh, wait. You're right. Election is next week. Not, yeah. So, okay. I said 2 weeks. So today, a week, next Tuesday is election day. So what's going to happen next Wednesday? If they were trying to hold this off until after the 5th of November, what's going to happen? What's going to be the big change? Are they going to just drop it? Are they going to just throw the book at everybody? Like, what's going to happen? My bad. You're right. I don't know what I was thinking. Look, 2024 has been the longest decade in the history of ever, right? You do realize that we still have 2 months left in this year. Look, 2024 has been not playing with us at all. And I just got it wrong. Please forgive your boy. I know one thing. Y'all not gonna let me get this. Y'all not gonna let me get this wrong. I'm feeling like back when I was a school teacher. If Mr. Whitaker said something wrong, my students was gonna let me know. Mr. Whitaker, you were wrong about this topic. You know you're wrong, right? Let me write you a letter about it. Let me write you a little note. Tell you that you're wrong. Y'all making sure. Look, election is next week, Jason. I was not even thinking about that. I don't know how I got 2 weeks out of that. Sorry about that. Thank you so much. Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much. The legal good. Absolutely, brother. Come on, jump on up in here. Let me drop this link in here for you very quickly. Thank you so much, the legal good. Let's see what we got. There you go, brother. This is for you. Of course, I ask that you have your camera on and no profanity and don't be saying bad things about my bad jokes. But you're welcome to jump on in here, brother legal good. Absolutely. And don't be cooler than me, though. That's the only thing. All right. I don't waiting for Mr. Legal Good to jump on up in here. Somebody said November 6th, the jury comes back. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, now that I realize it's just next Wednesday, I'm like, they can stall till next Wednesday. I thought 2 week stall was going to be aggressive. I'm like, no, that's not that hard now. Oh, my student. Hey, I taught second grade. Second graders know Mr. Whitaker was very flawed. And really nothing. Really nothing. The media room is a conference room off of the side of the court. It's really not even on. I mean, it's kind of down the hallway, and it's just a big conference room. That's where all of the tech streams from. So like 11 Alive and uh, Law and Crime. That's where all their tech gets the feed from the camera. And I don't know what the purpose of that is, truthfully. I really don't. So I don't know why they're sending them to the media room. And really, okay. I like this theory though. DWC, the judge is letting the state get their case together. That's why they're stalling. I I hate it, but you're probably more right than wrong. I don't like it, but I don't like green eggs on ham. But I can totally see that being the story, the narrative. Why? But media, media is on timeout. They're at the kids' table. They got moved to the kids' table. Appreciate you, Tito Rodriguez. Thank you so much. I don't know if Brother Legal Good is coming through or not. Let me reach out very quickly. All right, there we go. Oh, there we go. Technical difficulties. Not a problem, brother. Not a problem. We don't know that. I'm sorry, right here. I don't know if we're trying to figure that out. I've heard rumors that somebody has, but I like to know it emphatically. I don't want to be the first one out the gate and say something that's wrong. So I've heard rumors, but I don't know that emphatically. Look at it. All right, let's see what we got. He's in the media room. Then the little kids' room. They got put in the little kids' table. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything popping off. None of them look like anything is moving. I think it's probably fair. I'm going to go on a limb and say they're probably not going to let them in at all. I feel comfortable they're probably not going to let them in. But see, this is, and I like the way that L1915 said this. How can you take a deal from a prosecutor after Sledge, after Woody? I dare say after Quandary Zachary. Why would you take a plea deal from this person? Why? What about this person made you feel like, oh, this is an upstanding individual? Speaking of upstanding individuals, look at this guy. Man, come on, bro. You all looking dapper and stuff. I'm up in here in a polo and a hoodie. Man, come on. You cannot be coming in here showing me up. Grace and peace. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm well. How are you? Can you
Quite
you
well,
picking up
thank
my mic?
We got you, man. Absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right. First
I'm
of all, tell
sorry,
us who you are.
I'm Nathan Saunders. I'm a practicing attorney down in South Florida. Go by the handle of The Legal Good here on the YouTubes.
I love it. So it basically means you know a lot more than what I know. So basically,
Well, let me say this. You know a lot more about this trial than I know. But
not saying much. Not saying much.
I've been selectively avoiding this trial.
Why?
It's too much, man.
It's just it's too much, but it's never boring though. There's never a boring nothing except maybe today. But you know, the day is still young. Okay, anything could pop off. It's never boring, man.
Man, I can't keep up. I mean, I still
Well,
got a practicing. I'm still practicing, so
right.
I still have my day job. I can't spend 100. How many days are we on? 184 days. 152 days. I can't spend that much time covering this trial.
Goodness gracious. Bro, that's why I've resorted to doing like recaps at night. I'm like, this is killing me, man. This is wearing me out. All right. So what form of law do you practice, brother legal?
So I mainly do small outside general counsel services for small and medium-sized businesses.
Okay.
I litigate for them. I do their startup services, their contract work, anything general counsel would do in a large company. I do it outside the company for smaller, medium-sized businesses.
I love it. I love it. All right. What do you want to tell us about so far about this trial?
Man, I just you had some questions in the chat. Good morning, everybody. You had some questions in the chat that didn't seem to have some answers, like regarding first there was the question about
Witnesses.
the witnesses.
Right.
Can the witnesses be in the room? So we have a rule of.
Can I give the question again? So
Yeah,
just for the people. So somebody said that the Fulton County DA's office had reached out to the families of victims and asked them to come to court today. And we basically, many people surmise that was the witness impact statements before a plea agreement. And I said, well, does that mean that the families are going to be able to be in the courtroom, or they're going to be sitting out in the hallway with the great unwashed? So that was really where we started.
So victim impact statements shouldn't come before a plea agreement, because the jury's not going to be present for agreements between the parties regarding, whether they enter a plea deal. So if the jury hears the victim impact statement now, then that's a problem, right? Because that might influence their decision as to whether or not to convict. And we don't want that in our system of justice. We don't want the victims to come in and say, my family member was this hurt and that impacted me in this great way. It impacted my family, both emotionally and economically. We don't want all that because that's going to do a disservice to justice.
So is it then, why would they be asking and so now a developmental question, why would they be asking families to come to the courthouse then?
So the only reason I can come up with for families of the victims to
That's
come
what I
to the
understood it to
courthouse
be. Right.
is so that they can sit in the gallery and essentially put on a show for the jury. If you've got a bunch of family members in there saying, look, or not saying, but acting emotionally, crying, things of that nature, and the prosecutor can somehow tie the victim to whatever examination is going on, then that's going to have a big impact on the jury.
Man, that's grimy.
It is.
And the bad thing
It
is that courtroom is not that big, and the family bench is as long as the family benches are the same. There's two of them, and they're the same length. You can maybe at best fit 7, maybe 8 people on there. That's just going to be weird. If you bring, if you and I, if our families have problems, or my family thinks you might have done something, to me, and you're sitting behind me in court, boo-hooing and weeping, and I can't. Oh, okay. I hope that's not what they're trying to do.
I hope that's not what they're trying to do. That would be
I hope
great.
it's something different. Okay. What was another one that you wanted to straighten out? And I do appreciate, by the way, everybody, this is the legal good. If you could, the moderators could drop Nathan's link in the chat. Now, granted, he told me that the YSL trial is just too much for him, but we might go over there and bum rush him and type YSL in one of his videos, spam it with YSL, or you know what? Put a green snake on it. Don't y'all do that to that man. What was another one though?
So you asked about sidebars.
Dude, if they've had 233 sidebars, my guy, I might need to see that. I'm sorry.
Well, in 152 days, 233 sidebars really isn't that many.
Hold on.
It's not even 2 a day, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So if you take a typical trial is going to, even in a civil trial, I'm probably up at the bench probably no less than 5 times in one day.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because you don't want the jury to hear what you're arguing about.
No, not
and there's
salad
going
bars.
to be some arguments.
Not salad bars. We're not eating healthy over here. We're talking about sidebars in the courtroom, my guy. I'm glad LK Chapo wants to eat healthy, but no, we're talking about sidebars. Really? So that is common.
Oh, very common.
Boy,
very
stop
common.
this. Stop this. Okay, how about this one then?
Go.
51 mistrial motions, though. Look at you. Look at you. You trying. I see you, brother. You trying. I like you.
So here's the thing. How many defendants you got in YSL?
6.
You got 6 defendants. So that's an average of what? 9 per defendant over the course of 152 days.
I guess.
So in one trial that lasts a week, you're probably going to be looking at most one, with one defendant, you're looking at most one motion for mistrial. This is going on for 6 months. Is that the math on that? 152 days? How many months?
Well, it's 6, but it's been a year, but there's been all these huge breaks between it. The year would be the 27th of November.
But just the 152 days, 5 days a week, that's got to be 6 months worth of just trial, right? So every time there's a mistake, in order for you to preserve that issue for appeal, the best way to do that is move for a mistrial.
Got you.
So now if any one of the defendants, let's say that these motions for mistrial are evenly distributed amongst all the defendants, you've got about 9 per defendant. Over the course of 152 days, each defendant is saying the state made 9 mistakes that are worthy of a mistrial. That's really not that many.
Okay. I mean, now that you're mathing it, I guess it does. I guess now that you're mathing it, wow. Okay, okay, you got me. I'm just looking at the plenitude of like mistrial, but now that, as you're saying it, okay, you've mathed me. You mathed me, man. You got me. But you know what? Speaking of salad bars, my favorite vegetarian said when she was a victim in a case, the victim's advocate contacted me to make sure I was okay with the state offering the offender a plea agreement. To me, I've understood that. Now that I've heard of before,
Mhm.
it just seemed weird because notice she says the victim advocate, not the district attorney. That was just strange, but go ahead.
And the victim advocate contacted her, not
Correct.
said you got to come down to the courthouse.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is just strange. That's why I'm not saying that because a family member of one of the victims was on Sylvia's channel yesterday and apparently said that they were asked to come to the courthouse or something of that nature. I might be getting the stories mixed up. That's why I'm like, I really want to hear like a little bit more. Like, what was going on here? Was it Fonnie that called y'all, or was it the faux Fonnie that's just wanted somebody down there to stir up some stuff? I don't know, because this makes much more. I've heard of this situation that
Right.
My favorite vegetarian is saying, and thank you for the $5 super. I've heard this before. But go ahead.
And the reason for that, the judge doesn't have to accept a plea agreement.
Correct.
So if the state comes and says, we want you to accept this plea agreement, and the judge in deciding whether to accept it or not says, well, have you contacted the families of the victims and are they okay with it? And the state says no. Well, that would not help them in getting the judge to agree with them. So you always want to be prepared with that.
Okay, so what if they say, not only have we spoke to a victim, we got him right there, bench number 3. Come on down.
So I've never seen the judge actually want to speak with the family members of the victims.
Okay.
As attorneys, we are officers of the court. If you notice, when the court talks to us, they don't put us under oath.
Correct.
But they still trust what we say.
Correct.
Because we're officers of the court, and because right up here on the top of this shelf, I've got the oath of attorney, and it says I've already taken that oath with respect to anything I say to the court. So if the state says we have run this by all of the family members of the victim that we could locate, and here's a list of them, and they all approve of this, the court's just going to take them at their word. Otherwise, our system of justice would essentially fall apart.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Okay, what you doing tonight?
What am I doing tonight?
I got some questions, man. I gotta get some things off my chest.
I got some little league games to go to.
You better be on the side of that little league, answering this phone, answering these questions. Okay. All right. Let me ask this question real quick. This case, in my opinion, I'm a former classroom teacher, and I'm big on telling stories and understanding your audience and all of that kind of jazz like that. I feel like this case, by and far, the biggest issue is that the DA's office is horrible at telling stories. They have no idea how to tell a story and convey an idea to bring you into their journey. The story is all over the place. It's all over the place. And I always thought that attorneys at least met with their witnesses and said, hey, John, I know, you're going to be speaking tomorrow. Don't forget to be here at 9 o'clock. And remember what you said back 2 years ago when we spoke to investigator this and that and inspector that person. Remember those things. Not necessarily like quizzing them, but just reminding them and refreshing them. Say, hey, okay, here's your testimony if you want to read over it, whatever like that. How much preparation are lawyers supposed to give? Because on this trial, Nathan, we've seen the most unprepared people. It is embarrassing. And you're like, you didn't even ask them to even review what they were talking about? What is that process like?
So especially when it comes to key witnesses, we don't do this with every witness, right?
Gotcha.
But with key witnesses, we prepare them for their testimony. It's not just we go over what they said before. We prepare them. We say, I'm going to ask you this.
Okay, so that's normal. Okay.
I'm going to ask you this. And we do it until they're ready. So at sometimes if it's a very important witness, we'll even have somebody else in our office pretend to be the other side asking them questions. And they'll drill them on what the other side is going to ask them. And we'll keep doing that until all their answers that we think the other side is going to ask them flow. Right.
Okay. I got to interject. What if your key witness is a former criminal? Is it different if your key witness is a former criminal or if your key witness is just an average Joe or Jane? Does that make sense?
So I don't do criminal law.
Okay.
So my opportunities to deal with former criminals, at least
It's
ones
limited.
who have been convicted
It's
in
limited.
the past. It's very
I got you.
But we do have witnesses who we expect are going to be less than truthful on the stand.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
And with respect to those witnesses, when we're preparing them, when we get done preparing them, we go through our deposition transcripts, everything that they've ever said, and we highlight all the page numbers and we refresh their recollection. Are you sure? And we're prepared to do all of that, and it becomes part of the story. Does that make sense?
This makes perfect sense. My problem is that's what I thought made sense. I'm like, and I'm a pre-K law student. I know nothing. That's what I would have thought a lawyer would do, is like, hey, let me just refresh your memory. It was 4 years ago. It was a very emotional time. Let me just refresh your memory, good, bad, or indifferent, a criminal or just an average Joe. Let me just refresh what you were talking about. This is what you said to Inspector this person. That made sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these people seem like they're coming in there cold. They ain't thought about this any bit more than fly to the moon. And in my opinion, that's part of the problem why their case is so bad, is they're not preparing their witnesses at least to remember what they talked about.
So I think it's Lil Woody.
No, it's been Little Woody, Sledge, Atkins. I mean,
Lil Woody, the only one I've seen, because his testimony is the best.
Oh, you just gave up after Woody. See that Woody was the on ramp for most of us, man. Woody got us on here. He was the gateway drug.
He was telling stories that were totally different than what he told anybody ever.
He had me thinking I did it. And I was like, maybe I did it. I live here in Atlanta. Did I do it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you have to immediately or sometime within a reasonable amount of time depose that witness. Get their truth as of now. Because their truth as of when they got arrested last time, it's changed, right?
For
so
sure.
you gotta do some more homework than that.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, why did they not at least prep this person to tell a better story and craft this narrative that they want to believe? Go ahead.
So the problem here is none of these are really that I've seen are witnesses for the state. They're witnesses, but they're not.
They're witnesses for hire.
They ain't with the state, you know what I mean? Right. In spirit.
I like it. I love that. Good point. No, so you're right.
If it's my homeboys at the defense table, I'm gonna say everything I possibly can to craft my testimony, craft the truth in such a way that it's going to do the least amount of damage to them. If the attorneys haven't prepared for that eventuality, that's their fault.
No, I agree. And I'm just wondering, like, why do they keep bringing people up that they end up having to impeach? They got to like do all this extra rigmarole. But did you not just sit down and talk with them before they got up there? But I feel like the detectives, they did. You feel like they did talk to the detectives and they're quote unquote experts, but their witnesses, again, these are key witnesses. Every Tuesday, they got a new key witness. Woody was a key witness. Sledge was a key witness. Zachary was a key witness. All these people are key witnesses. Wooney Lee was a key witness. And they always keep, I don't know why, but their key witnesses keep putting their foot in their mouth and ruining their case. Like, why don't you just talk to them first?
Right.
Rather than do, but I do think that what happened with Wooney Lee was intentional, but that's my my tinfoil hat. And me and Debo share the tinfoil hat of conspiracy there. Because I think he did it on purpose. But okay, anything else that you heard that you want to, like, Jason? Because Jason, you off like a cough. Anything else?
No, I don't think. I think we covered all the questions that I heard that needed an answer. So if nobody has anything else, I'm gonna get back to lawyering it up over here.
Well, real quick, and
Yeah.
and I'm not saying like have like full on prepared and such like that, but I think it's fair to say that they had not talked to Woody before he got on the stand, and that's where I think the wheels on the bus started coming off. Let me ask you this real quick though:
Yeah.
if I'm lawyer DWC and I'm dealing with, and I have a plan, I got my little questions, and I see that you are not really complying with my questions. You're being really antagonistic when I start talking about this particular topic. How hard is it for me to pivot and go in another direction, maybe revisit that, or just ixnay it altogether because Nathan is not going to work with me?
So the first thing to do is ask the court to treat the witness as hostile.
Wow. Okay.
Once you can treat the witness as a hostile witness, then you can start asking leading questions.
Right. And we saw that with Simone Hilton and Woody, when she called him a hostile witness, and the wheels, everybody noticed at that point, everything changed. So I got you there. Okay.
And then the problem is, if this is a key witness, there's certain testimony that you are expecting this person to give, and they're not giving it. And if you just let that slide, then you just lost your key witness, right? There's no opportunity for you to go get it back later. So pivoting from that at that point is a very difficult skill to learn as an attorney, and one that I've only had it happen to me once.
Okay.
Where the witness just refused to give me what I know that they should have given.
Gotcha.
And I was totally unprepared to deal with that. So this is, it's not necessarily the fault of the prosecutor for being unable to deal with that, because it's not something that we are accustomed to encountering.
I can dig it. Okay. I can dig it. I love it. Well, thank you, my friend. Hey,
No
that
problem.
was good.
Thank you for having me on. This is the livest chat. So
the best live chat on the internet. Absolutely.
Best live chat on the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All
this
right.
is Nathan from The Legal Good. Thank you so much to the moderators for dropping his link in the chat. Go by and check out what he's doing. He's doing fantastic work. And let him know, man. Drop a green snake in there and tell him, come on back over here to DWC so we can talk about some of these shenanigans.
So you're talking about that green snake? I graduated from FAM, so you know.
Oh, not them
green
rattlers.
snake.
Not them rattlers. Oh no.
Right.
I saw some of your famites, some of them rattlers this weekend at a homecoming.
Okay.
So
we all over the place, man.
I love y'all. I love y'all. I love it. Well, brother, thank you so much, man. You are always welcome. Hit that like, jump on whenever. You got my number. You can always hit me up.
Yep.
All right. Take care. Have a great day,
Thank
friend.
you for having me.
You got
Have
it.
a good one.
Grace and peace. Well, thank you, Nathan. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, shout out to Nathan. Them rattlers. Them rattlers. No, that was great, man. Please go check out that brother over there. The Legal Good. Very good, solid brother. Gives out great content, and drop a snake or 2 or 5 on them for sure. Let them know. Do they got the best band though? Do they got the best band? The Marching 100 is pretty serious. I got nothing but love for them. Okay, y'all. While we've been over here talking, do you know that they have not started court at all? And they also have not updated anything pertaining to this. I don't think they're going to do it, y'all. I don't think so. I don't think so. But Man, come look, now you're supposed to be working now. We let you leave. Now go do the lawyer worky thing. Okay, go get your bag. Because according to Adrian Love, if you go chase after the bag, that's a crime. So go on and do your part to be a part of this RICO. All right. Grace and peace. Thank you, friend. Looking like no media. Yeah, I don't see it, y'all. Yeah, I don't know how that works. And man, that's messed up. But let's do this. Let's do this. Today is Tuesday. How about this evening? Let's do this. Let's run this back. So by this evening, we'll know whether or not they had court or not. If they have court pop up, then I'll just have to start a stream earlier. But let's do it this evening. Let's jump back in here. Let's talk about what happened. Hopefully, at least some motions will be available that we can go over, or somebody will show me all 51 of these mistrial motions. Good gracious. But let's run it back and we can sit around and talk about this and dig into a little bit deeper about what do you think is going to happen? The idea and the narrative that they're stalling until after the election. What does that mean? Like what's going to be the result of that in your mind? And we'll just do Conspiracy Tuesday, right? Conspiracy Theory Tuesday. And just kind of hear, what are your thoughts about it? What do you think is going to happen if they do stall until Tuesday or next Wednesday, please forgive me, after the election? And also, if you could do me one other favor real quick. On your screen, there's this little button under the image and it looks like a little thumb. Could you make sure that you press that and make sure that it's lit up? Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. I really appreciate it, man. It does help the channel grow. It helps YouTube know that I'm doing stuff over here, all that kind of good jazz like that. So I really do appreciate it when y'all hit the like button. So let's do it again. Let's just run it back tonight because I don't think there's anything going on and I don't think y'all want to hear me talk for 8 hours, even though I could probably do it, but y'all don't want that. So let's do this back. We'll run this back tonight. And we'll also talk about YSL Jeopardy is going to be this weekend, as well as I got another game. So if you're not familiar, I played YSL Jeopardy the other day. It was just fun, making fun of some of the things and the shenanigans that have happened in the court. And I thought it was going to be fun. I was totally wrong. It wasn't just fun. It was hilarious. So we're going to play another round of YSL Jeopardy on Friday. And I got another fun game for us as well. So come on over. Let's just have a good time. Laugh it up. We'll chop up the weekend. I mean, we'll chop it up as we go into the weekend. I still don't know if we're gonna have court. I don't know. So, but we'll see. I really do appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. If y'all run across something good, you know where to email me, dearwokec@gmail.com. You can always email management, and I'll drop that in there for y'all as well. And I'm gonna see y'all tonight. I'll upload the thumbnail shortly, and let's do it around 8 o'clock or so. And I'll see y'all then. Everybody, appreciate you so much. Grace and peace. We're out.
Yo, hit that like for a deal with Christian. Yo, for a deal with Christian. Smash that bell for the upsy. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for a deal with Christian. For a deal with Christian. Smash that bell for the upsy. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for a deal with Christian.